All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SOAR webinar series. Today, we have our Ask an OC panel specifically focused on student involvement. So before we get started with our panel, I just want to go over a few housekeeping notes. All webinar attendees, participants, our cameras and audio are muted, so we cannot see or hear you. However, we can take your questions in the Q&A section at the bottom of your screen. So make sure you are utilizing that function for any questions that you have for our OCs today. We will also have a recording of this session up on our YouTube channel. If you want to find that recording and a list of all of our recordings for our webinar sessions, you can go to nsfs.uncc.edu and specifically our webinar series page. And there you will find our schedule for webinars as well as all of the recordings for previous sessions, including this one. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce our panelists today. We have our Gold Rush student coordinators. They can go ahead and unmute their cameras and show themselves. Awesome. We'll have our Gold Rush student coordinators, Cameron and Raina, kind of introduce themselves. They're going to be moderating our panelists today with our OCs. So go ahead.
All right, hi y'all. I'm Cameron. I'm one of the Gold Rush student coordinators, so I work within the Office of New Student and Family Services.
Hello, everyone. I'm also one of the other Gold Rush student coordinators, and I also work in the Office of New Student and Family Services. So the first thing we're going to do to kick off this panel is we're going to introduce our OCs so they can go ahead and unmute themselves.
Okay, I'll go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Kidane. I'm a third-year pre-med student with a major in health systems management, double minor in chemistry and biology, and I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina.
I'll go after Kidane. So hello, everyone. My name is Tequila. I'm a third-year English major, secondary education minor. I'm originally from Tallahassee, Florida. I currently stay in Charlotte, North Carolina now.
All right, awesome. So to go ahead and kick off, we're going to go ahead and start asking y'all a few questions. So these questions will be regarding student involvement. So to get started, how can students get a job on campus? And also, what are the rules regarding having an on-campus job?
I can go unless Kidane, you want to take this one.
No, you can go ahead.
Okay, so if you want on-campus jobs, there are several ways that you can go about doing it. For starters, there's federal work study, which comes with FAFSA, and that was something that you would be told after completing your FAFSA if you're eligible for that. But if you're not eligible, there's still job opportunities on campus just for students, not necessarily for federal work study. So we have Hire a Niner, and it should be, you can get through it on multiple platforms. Through the myuncc.edu, there's a multitude of links that you're given, and Hire a Niner should be one of the links that you can click on. And there's a multitude of jobs that are on campus and off campus that the university gives access to our students.
So what are the rules regarding having an on-campus job and being a student? Like, are there a certain amount of hours that a student can have, things of that nature?
I will search that one up for you and right quick and come back with a definitive answer.
It was, what are the rules regarding having a campus an on-campus job? I know for during the school year for on-campus jobs, you have to, for during the school year, if you're a full-time student, you can only work 20 hours. But during the summer, if you do apply for an on-campus job, your hours would go up. Also, it's a pretty easy process. The hiring process is pretty easy. They just put you in the HR system and you can just kind of go through that system. But I think the biggest rule in having that is you can only work 20 hours having a campus job. So you have to factor that into your decisions when you're applying.
Okay, awesome. How do you manage your academic work and your student involvement?
I can go ahead and answer that one. Personally, it's all about time management. That's what I always tell people when they ask me that question. You just have to know how to manage your time effectively. And it's very doable if you know how to manage your time effectively. Like personally, I was doing like training for becoming an OC. I'm part of Niner Guides, and as well as taking care of all my like school requirements. And I make sure that all my classes are like at a certain time, and then I have a little bit of time between that and then my like club meetings to like do homework or take a nap if I need to. So like I said, it's all about managing your time effectively and not overworking yourself as well.
Thank you.
Okay, so how can students join clubs and organizations on campus?
I think I can answer this one. Like I was mentioning earlier, through myuncc.edu, one of the multiple links or apps that are listed is Niner Engage, and Niner Engage has all of the organizations like sign up forms, applications, everything along that. So you can learn about organizations through that, as well as the campus has a lot of flyers that tells you about organizations and opportunity. I know specifically for me personally, I saw a flyer to become an OC, not necessarily through Niner Engage. So not only do we have Niner Engage, we have flyers and the student union, word of mouth. So there's multiple ways that you can find out about organizations and wanting to get involved. Pretty much any academic building has a bulletin board with flyers on it for all different types of organizations, help with tutoring, and job opportunities even off campus. So I would say definitely pay attention to those boards, as well as look online through the Niner Engage.
And kind of going off of what Tequila said, there is also a lot of tabling that happens around campus, especially in the student union. I know, like, I don't think there's a day I've gone on campus that haven't seen tabling. So, like, there's always, like, an organization being tabled, either, like I said, in the student union or library, or just, like, around campus. So that's another way students can learn more about organizations on campus.
I would also like to add that you can actually go to our student involvement office and actually meet with someone and like tell them some of your interests, and they can actually align you with certain clubs and organizations that might be a good fit for you.
Perfect. I definitely agree with all of them. There really is an easy way to really kind of get involved and learn about these student organizations and the student clubs that go on around campus. Next question. How can students get information on internships here on campus or off campus?
Okay, I'll take that one because it's about one of my favorite resources on campus. I say through the what's it called? I forgot the name. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna pass it on to Zakira because it just slipped my mind.
Kidane, can you give me a little bit more details on the office, and maybe I can help jog your memory on what the office?
I remember now, the Career Center.
Okay.
It's called Career Center, right? Yeah, it's the Career Center. So yeah, it's one of my favorite resources on campus because they will help you with literally anything, from internships to even like jobs on campus or jobs off campus. They'll like help you with your resume. They'll sit down and have like mock interviews with you. So like the Career Center is where I personally would go to like learn about internships in Charlotte as well as outside of Charlotte. And they also host like career festivals, one each semester, and that's an opportunity as well for students to meet and talk to future employers. I went to my first career center my first semester of my sophomore year, and I got to talk to a lot of different employers. And even though I wasn't like a junior at the time, I got to network with a lot of them, and they were able to like get to know me, get to know my face, and get to know my name, and we were able to exchange information. They were like, just come back next year and we can talk. So I definitely recommend the Career Center.
Also, I would like to add to be mindful to check your emails from your colleges. I know for me personally, sometimes I get emails from different heads of the English department talking about different internship opportunities within the Charlotte area. So I've had some come up for like editorial positions. So just be mindful to, check your emails, because your college could always send you information too. So there, as you've seen, it's a common theme that there's multiple ways to find information or get involved or anything like that on campus. It's not just one singular way.
All right, those answers were awesome. Thank you. What is there to do around campus?
Okay, I'll answer this one. So one office that I'd like to know is CAB, or Campus Activity Board. They host a lot of events on campus. I know I went to like an event around Christmas where they had they played the Polar Express and they gave us like hot chocolate, and then we decorated like notebooks and stuff. So that's something that they have. They have a lot of different things around campus like that, especially like on weekends or sometimes after class. So I would definitely look out for CAB and what they're hosting. They also have like a Instagram page that you could follow to keep track of what's going on as well. But I would say there's a lot to do on campus, especially if there's if you're just chilling. We have a lot of hammocks if you just want to chill on campus, just relax, or go to Norm's Lounge where you can play pool or watch TV on the big screen, and yeah, stuff like that. If Tequila, you have anything else to add?
Yes, I actually did wanted to add that there's also Gold Rush, which is a big event that is for welcoming students in the fall term. And what that basically is a big welcoming event for students to welcome them to campus if it's their first time, welcome returning students, even transfer students. So just letting them find different events and activities to just say, hey, this is Charlotte, this is what we have, this is our pride of the institution, etc. I know we have career fairs, we have concerts, we have concert, and the yard show. And those are just a few of the events for Gold Rush, but the list continues. Now with coronavirus, Gold Rush will look different and we will take the proper safety precautions, but it still is happening when we come back in September.
Definitely what Takira said. Please tell your students, please come out to Gold Rush. It's a great experience for all students, like Takira was describing. But also another thing that students really like to get involved in is the athletic events, because all the tickets for you all for students are free. They're loaded onto your card, and it's a great way to just go out to a game, go to the men's soccer games or the women's basketball games or the football games, and it's just a easy breezy way to go meet some other students here on campus. You get to meet alumni who used to go to this campus, so it's also a good networking place and just also a good sense of fun. And you get to watch sports for free because it's already on your card. So I definitely recommend utilizing the athletic events here at UNC Charlotte.
Those are awesome. Also, I just want to lastly add that a lot of organizations, even organizations that you aren't a part of, host events, whether that's food or just a movie night or informational. So definitely attend those as well, because you'll also meet fellow Niners, and they're also good times as well. But our next question is, what organizations are y'all involved in? I know some of y'all have kind of touched on them, but if y'all will say them again.
I currently I'm a Niner Guide. I don't think is that an organization? I'm gonna say it is. So I'm in Niner Guides and also Divas, which is a mentoring program for young women.
So currently I'm an orientation counselor. I'm also looking to getting involved into Divas. Kidane told me a little bit about that. So I'm only currently involved in one organization, but I'm definitely looking for making new connections and joining other organizations this year, especially maybe the Black Student Union, the African Association, and maybe even I don't even know, but I am interested in joining other organizations this year.
I'll say what I'm in. Why not? I'm in the National Residence Hall Honorary. I'm also involved with the Student Conduct Board, which is in the Dean of Students office. Well, I had to really think about it. I'm involved in this office with Cameron and Lindsay and Kidane and Takira. And also on campus, what else do I do? Also on campus, I cheer. So Yeah, I want to get involved more, but we'll see how my time management works out my junior year. We'll see how that goes.
I guess I'll say what I'm involved in as well. I am a Niner guide as well. I was previously an orientation counselor. I am in my class council. I am in Divas, and I am in kinesiology student organization. I think that's all of them.
Perfect. Let's move on. Please feel free to ask any questions if you all have any questions for us. Ask anything. We're here to talk about student involvement for as long as we can. But I'll continue on with some other questions. How can students get involved in intramural and/or club sports?
I can speak on this a little bit because I play intramural. So for club sports are a little bit different because with club sports, you have to try out and you'll pay a fee only due to like travel and uniforms and gear and things like that. But with intramural, you can actually go to, I think it's like iTeam Sports. There's actually a link on our UREC website. I think it's urec.uncc.edu, but you can click the link through there, and you can actually register, and so it's just fun. Like you'll pick a day of the week to go play. You can either create your own team or you can be a free agent, and whatever sport it is, you pick a day of the week, you go out there, play, have fun, and then eventually it turns into tournament style, and then depending on who wins the championship, they get a t-shirt to commemorate that. So it's really fun and a good time. I definitely enjoyed it. I did it when I first transferred, and it was a great way to either meet people and just to get involved and still play the sport I love. So.
Thank you. The next question we'll go with is, what is the best way to get involved on campus?
I can answer this one. I say kind of like what Tequila said earlier, like one, knowing like what we have to offer. So like going through like Niner Engage or just going on campus or like looking at those bulletin boards when you're in like your what's it called? Major specific like building and stuff like that. And also I would say like look at organizations that have something to do with like something you enjoy. I like when I was coming in, I wanted to get involved into like something I wanted to like something I enjoyed, something major related or like career related, and something like what's it called, for like minorities specifically. So I just looked for those three specific things, and then I kind of just went on Niner Engage, talked to people I knew who were in other organizations of such, and then that's how I like learned more about them and how I got involved.
Like what Kidane said, definitely I would search like on Google your school and then through UNC Charlotte, and then once you click on that, it'll take you to like a UNC Charlotte page, and it'll have like all different types of resources. I know it's helping some of the students on my Canvas page with certain links like that, like for instance, if you did public health, like there are different clubs and organizations aligned specifically with public health. And so not only are you with those in your career path, but they also probably have similar thought processes on how they want to finish out their school years, and they could probably help you. So not only are you joining an organization, but you're making connections with those around you. So I would definitely say look into that. So whatever your major is, just typing it through the university search and finding out information like that.
I'll put my input in. I would say something very similar to Dane. The best way to get involved is to like kind of join 3 orgs. So another person that I know, they call it like the big 3. So one that is related to your major, one that is related to something that you're interested in, and something that's kind of outside of your comfort zone. So like doing those things, definitely like the outside of your comfort zone. You meet a lot of people by getting outside of your comfort zone. Orientation counselor is one of those things. A lot of people, that wasn't something that they could see themselves doing, but once they did it and got outside of the comfort zone, they really enjoyed it. So I would definitely say, remember your big 3 when you get here and try to get involved in those ways. All right, so the next question is, are there opportunities to study abroad? And if so, how does this work?
I can answer this one. So technically, yes, but as of right now, that's off the table because of everything that's going on in the world. But when you want to study abroad, it's like a specific class. Like it's not just like a free trip to like France or Paris or anything. It's typically a course that you take, and through the course you for instance, if you wanted to take a French study abroad course, you would take French, and then during like spring break you would go to Paris for a week. So it typically it goes like that. And there's also opportunities for those who may not be able to afford study abroad programs. There's also study abroad scholarships through the Niner scholarship portal. So I would definitely suggest those who look into studying abroad to use that resource. I know for me personally, I thought about using the resource. Because of my course load and my course path, I can't study abroad, but there are a lot of scholarships out there that anyone can get into if you want to study abroad. There's several specific study abroad scholarships.
And kind of going off of what Takira said, there is a study abroad fair that they have. I went to mine last year, so my sophomore year, and they'll have a bunch of different organizations or like a bunch of different like companies that help students study abroad that team up with UNC Charlotte, and they'll tell you like where they're going, and they'll tell you like there's some study abroad companies that do for specific majors. So I know I saw a lot of like public health majors and like sociology majors and stuff like that, and they'll tell you where they're going and like what courses are going to be offered and stuff like that. Or there's some that, you know, are kind of open, and they'll honestly like take anybody in any major as long as you take the certain courses, and then as long as they're offered in that other country as well. So there's different like ways to do it, and yeah.
Also, one other thing to add is, like I've said earlier, is there's bulletin boards. There's also like little flyers that are, what are they called when like you stick something in the ground? I'm not sure what it's called, but like people have been posting them for like graduations, like congrats to this graduate, and like they stick it in the grass. So like there's even flyers like that telling people like, hey, are you interested in studying abroad to such and such? So like you can see information on studying abroad literally in the grass on campus. So I would say definitely keep your eyes open if that is something you're interested in.
Yeah, my roommate actually went to study abroad this past fall, and she really enjoyed it. She even got scholarship money through her college, and they can pretty much send you wherever you want it to go. She changed her like mind last minute, but you can pretty much go anywhere you want to go. I wish I had time. I'm almost done, so I'm like, I really want to go, but it's like, but definitely I encourage y'all to do so if y'all can. But for those of y'all that have worked on campus, what is your experience been like?
I can go. So aside from being an orientation counselor, I was also a receptionist at the Department of Counseling. I would say my experience was, for one, I have a resume builder. I feel like it looks very professional to say that you're a receptionist, especially before graduating or anything. Just around this age, it takes you to a certain level of professionalism. It takes you from like, it's still an entry level job, but it's a certain professionalism behind that title. And so I definitely feel like I've gained a certain level of professionalism, and I feel like I gained connections through the job. All of the women and men that I worked with have nice things to say about me. So I think that having an on-campus job not only helps you gain experience and professionalism, but it helps you gain connections, especially if you get a job within your college. So sadly, my job isn't within my college, but I still feel like I still have those connections. And I would urge anyone, regardless if it's federal work study or not, to try and get involved on campus, especially within your major with the on-campus job. It can really help you out later on.
Awesome. Well, those are all the questions we have ready for student involvement. So if attendees have any questions, go ahead and put those in the Q&A. But otherwise, if we don't see any more questions come in, we'll end with our last question for our OCs, which is, what is one piece of advice or tip you would give to our new students coming to campus this fall?
Okay, well, I can go ahead and answer that one. And my biggest tip is don't lose sight of why you came to to college, because college, it has its times. It's going to be fun at times. It's going to be tough at times, just like any other, just like life. So I just say, don't lose sight of why you're here. Sometimes you'll probably, you'll have bad days. We all have bad days. You have really good days. You'll have a lot of fun. You'll have some times where you're just like, I can't do this, but just know, you're here for a reason. You're here to get that degree, you're here to get that diploma, you're here to graduate. So just keep that in your mind, and trust me, you will keep going.
My advice that I would add on, so I second what Kidane says 100%, but what I would like to add on is take advantage, not of people, but of resources. So definitely take advantage of your resources, because as we mentioned, there are so many resources at Charlotte that can help you, whether that's an organization or career help. There are so many things. There's even help to build your resume. So I definitely say take advantage of the resources, because not everyone is given this opportunity at a lot of different institutions. So the fact that Charlotte has this says a lot. So you shouldn't take it for granted, because in the real world, some people don't even know how to make resumes now or interact with people. And there's so much help. We have speech help, writing centers, career centers. So definitely take advantage of all of those opportunities before you graduate and it's too late.
Okay. I think my one thing I would have to say is allow yourself to make mistakes and become comfortable with making those mistakes. You come to UNC Charlotte thinking you're gonna do everything great and everything perfect, and then I came here and I realized, okay, I didn't get the job the first time like I usually do. I didn't get an A on the first thing that I usually do, and that's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's not, oh my gosh, I have to change my whole life plan. It's real. You just really have to, I think college really makes you learn how to navigate and go with the flow and learn off of your mistakes and learn off of things that you've done. So I will say, growing off of my mistakes, I've grown up and grown through it. So please allow yourself to make mistakes. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't think just because you made one mistake, it's going to define who you are for the rest of your life. It's really not. You have many years to go to keep pushing forward and doing something great. So just be gracious for yourself and push yourself forward.
And the last piece of advice, I would say, your journey is your journey. It's okay if you change your major however many times. It's okay if you want to try something that's outside of your comfort zone. I think that the best part of college is like using this time to try new things. So just enjoy it as much as you can. And like, just don't take it for granted, because college does fly by. So just definitely enjoy your journey while you're here.
Great. Well, thank you, Cameron and Raina, for moderating today, and for all of you for providing your perspectives as new students for all of our incoming, or as students, for all of our incoming new students here at UNC Charlotte. For our attendees today, just a reminder, this recording will be up on our YouTube channel, and you can find links to that through our website, nsfs.uncc.edu, specifically our webinar series page. We also have information on all of our webinars that we are offering throughout the summer and in August, so make sure you check that out. We have a couple more Ask an OC panels and also some family forum panels. Both panels provide great perspectives from our current students, so if you have more questions, definitely feel free to join in. But thank you again to all of our panelists, and we hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, everybody.